everyone, welcome back to Medico League. I am Kripakshiba PM Jadeja, a third year medical student at Shri MP Shah Government Medical College, Jamnagar. And today we are going to continue our topic cellular adaptations and the fourth and the fifth one metaplasia और dysplasia. आज हम दोनों complete कर डालेंगे. So let's start. Metaplasia. What is metaplasia? Metaplasia is a phenotypic differentiation from one mature and differentiated epithelial या फिर mesenchymal element to another epithelial, मतलब mature से mature, differentiated से differentiated epithelial और mesenchymal element. और ये जो change है होता है क्यों होता है? Because of an abnormal stimuli. और ये जो transformed जो cells होंगे, एक सेल में से दूसरे सेल्स जो ट्रांसफॉर्म हुए हैं, तो वो सेल्स ज़्यादा स्ट्रॉन्गरली बहुत अच्छे से दे कैन टॉलरेट दी चेंजेस विच हैव अकर्ड इन दी एनवायरनमेंट, और उसी की वजह से देयर इज द चेंज विच हैव अकर्ड. तो ऑलवेज डू रिमेंबर दिस चेंज इज रिवर्सिबल. अगर ये स्ट्रेस रिमूव हो जाए देन द सेल रिवर्ट्स बैक टू नॉर्मल. बट अगर स्टिम्युलस परसिस्ट करता है, स्टिम्युलस बहुत लंबे समय तक सेल को डैमेज कर, सेल को इंड्यूस करता है, देन सेल कैन अंडरगो प्रोग्रेशन. मतलब जो एपिथेलियल मेटाप्लेजिया है इट कैन प्रोग्रेस टू डिस्प्लेजिया एंड डिस्प्लेजिया कैन प्रोग्रेस टू कैंसर. सो इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन दी duration and the strength or the type of the stimulus that whether it would progress or not. आगे हम देखें there are two types of metaplasia, epithelial metaplasia and mesenchymal metaplasia. See, epithelial metaplasia and mesenchymal metaplasia. Now this epithelial metaplasia is more common than mesenchymal metaplasia. Okay, now see, epithelial metaplasia depending upon the epithelial cells is even subdivided into two types: squamous मेटाप्लेजिया एंड कॉलमनर मेटाप्लेजिया. ये सब लोग बहुत कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं कि स्क्वेमस सेल होगा उससे कुछ चेंज हुआ होगा तो स्क्वेमस मेटाप्लेजिया. नहीं, एनी ऑफ द सेल, चाहे वो कॉलमनर हो, क्यूबॉइडल हो, ट्रांसफॉर्म होने के बाद अगर वो स्क्वेमस बन जाए तो उसको कहते हैं स्क्वेमस मेटाप्लेजिया. और वहीं कोई भी सेल ट्रांसफॉर्म होने के बाद द कॉलमनर बन जाए देन इट इज कॉलमनर मेटाप्लेजिया. मतलब दिस नोमेनक्लेचर इज बेस्ड ऑन द आउटकम. ओके, फॉर पहले हम एग्जांपल से समझते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल हम वी कैन सी इन bronchus of chronic smokers. In bronchus of chronic smokers, हमें पता है इन bronchus the normal epithelial is what? Pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. But chronically smoking की वजह से this epithelium transformed into the squamous epithelium. So this is one of the example of the squamous metaplasia. तो columnar था उससे squamous हो गया तो squamous metaplasia. The next one is endocervix, जो हो सकता है ड्यू टू प्रोलैप्स ऑफ द यूट्रस और ओल्ड एज. नॉर्मली जो एंडोसर्विक्स है इट इज लाइंड बाय द सिंपल कॉलमनर एपिथेलियम. ओके, बट ड्यू टू प्रोलैप्स ऑफ द यूट्रस और ड्यूरिंग द ओल्ड एज दिस ट्रांसफॉर्म्ड इनटू स्क्वेमस एपिथेलियम. Third example is in renal pelvis or bladder, urinary bladder. Due to what? Due to stones. Renal stones can renal stones can transform the normal urothelium of this renal pelvis into squamous metaplasia, squamous cells. So this is known as squamous metaplasia. So in bronchus, in endocervix, renal pelvis and bladder, we can see squamous metaplasia. Even whenever the ducts are being blocked, various ducts of an organ are blocked, for example bile, pancreatic duct. So whenever these ducts are blocked, it would transform the epithelial cells into squamous cells. So that is also known as squamous metaplasia. Then now let's talk about the columnar metaplasia. Then example is one of the most famous example, the Barrett's esophagus. और वो भी, see, now this occurs in the lower esophageal part, okay, lower 1/3 of the esophagus. Now lower 1/3 of esophagus is lined by the stratified squamous epithelium, okay, but due to recurrent gastroesophageal reflux, this stratified squamous epithelium transformed into a columnar epithelium. तो उसको कहते हैं Barrett's esophagus, and this is a precancerous condition. The second is first was Barrett's esophagus, second in chronic bronchitis and bronchiectasis. We can observe the columnar metaplasia, okay. So these were the examples of the epithelial metaplasia, which was further subdivided into squamous and columnar metaplasia. Now let's talk about the mesenchymal metaplasia. इसको osseous metaplasia भी कहते हैं. Osseous यानी bone, मतलब formation of bone in any cartilage or a tissue leads to mesenchymal metaplasia. So what are the examples of mesenchymal metaplasia? First example है in the ओल्ड एज आर्टरी, वहाँ पर हम देखते हैं मोंकेबर्ग स्क्लेरोसिस. तो that is the example of the mesenchymal metaplasia. Second is myositis ossificans. This is also the example of the mesenchymal metaplasia. फिर third example है the larynx and the bronchi can also undergo mesenchymal metaplasia. So there are various examples, but in prof exams you should remember 2 to 3 examples that you are sure about it. Okay, so we did the epithelia and the mesenchymal metaplasia. These were the subtypes of the metaplasia. Now let's see the what are the molecular pathogenesis. In metaplasia there is reprogramming of the stem cells. Do remember, here the epithelial or the mesenchymal cells were transforming, but genetically if we talk about the molecular pathogenesis, then there is a reprogramming of the stem cells from one epithelial or mesenchymal cell to another type of mature epithelial or mesenchymal cell, which leads to this transformation. So this is all about the metaplasia. Our fifth cellular adaptation is dysplasia. Now what is dysplasia? डिस्प्लेसिया मतलब डिसऑर्डरली डेवलपमेंट. जो नॉर्मल प्रोसेस है, सीक्वेंसली जो प्रोसेस जा रही है, उसमें कुछ डिसऑर्डर डेवलपमेंट हो जाए, देन इट कुड लीड टू डिस्प्लेसिया. अब ये जो डिस्प्लेसिया है, इट इज़ प्रिसीडेड बाय, मतलब डिस्प्लेसिया के पहले मेटाप्लेसिया और हाइपरप्लेसिया भी हो सकता है, और उसकी वजह से एज द डिस्प्लेसिया इज प्रिसीडेड बाय metaplasia and metaplasia or hyperplasia, it is also known as atypical hyperplasia. dysplasia. It is a very important SQ as well as the MCQ, that which cellular adaptation is also known as atypical hyperplasia, and our answer is dysplasia. Now this dysplasia can be mild, it can be moderate, or it can also be severe. Okay, the most common example or the site of the dysplasia is two things. Number one, cervix, and number two, respiratory tract. Other sites could also be there like oral cavity, esophagus, but these two, cervix and respiratory tract, are the most important cause or the most important example of the dysplasia. And see, whenever the dysplasia occurs in cervix, mild, moderate, or severe, it is also known, it is also subdivided or subgrouped or also known as cervical intraepithelial neoplasia number 1, number 2 and number 3. मतलब ये जो cervical intraepithelial neoplasia 1 होगा, it would be of mild dysplasia, number 2 of moderate dysplasia, and number 3 severe degree of dysplasia. So this was dysplasia in the cervix. This dysplasia is totally reversible if the stimulus is removed. So mild and moderate degree of dysplasia can be reverted back. But if the stimulus persists for a very long period of time, then this dysplasia can transform or progress into carcinoma in situ, which can also further progress to cancer. Okay, so a dysplasia is a precancerous condition. So this was all about the dysplasia, and we have completed all the 5 cellular adaptations: atrophy, hypertrophy, hyperplasia, metaplasia and dysplasia. So very easily and smoothly, I hope that you all have understood this topic. Even if आपको थोड़ा भी कुछ doubt हो, you can directly contact me through the comment box. Or so with this more video, I would be back. So for till now, I wind up this video. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay healthy.